are back here on Vlog TV, and as we were telling you earlier, it is illegal to strip naked and walk around in public in Singapore. There is a fine for that,
There is
right?
indeed, and I will tell you exactly what it is. You'll face a fine of up to $2,000 and up to 3 months in jail, and people have been fined for appearing naked in public.
So the question is, should we have a space for people to get naked and not be fined for it? That's a debate today here on Vlog TV.
Yeah, and why do you think people are daring to bear it all right now? And, you know, before we left off a commercial, Eugene, we were talking about legalizing it. Elvis, do you agree that if perhaps you legalize it, it might become a little bit more of a structured, manageable kind of a program?
Well, I mean, definitely, because
so you would be for it then if it's legalized?
No, I would still be against it because I really feel that Singapore, there's no need for it. But I mean, I'm quite sure if the law makes the provision for it, like say, okay, I legalize it, it's okay, then I'm quite sure there will be people who try to buy a space and then they establish some sort of colonies. But if you ask me, do we need one in Singapore? I don't think so. But seriously, I mean, looking at Singapore, I think the probability, you know, for someone to table a motion, you know, in the parliament to say, let's change the law in this area, I think all the MPs were like, what? We got better issues to talk about.
Well, so this is not high on the priority list, clearly.
Well, I think definitely not anytime soon.
Definitely not anytime soon. And also, I mean, Vlog TV actually spoke to psychologists as well as sociologists to find out exactly why, you know, are there more incidences of people appearing naked in public? And one of the reasons is because we've been influenced largely by pop culture overseas. And the other aspect would be the fact that you are traveling a lot more, you're becoming a lot more mobile and, you know, well-versed and more open, exactly. So, Melvina, do you find that, you know, initially when you started out at the age of 18, posing nude for pictures, you know, you face a little bit more of a conservative response to it as opposed to right now, people are a little bit more open to that?
Most definitely, though. At that point of time, I had a feeling that the older crowd, they were not really open to what I was doing. Yeah, my reasons just didn't had any value actually. So I just went on with it, and after a while, you know, the more photos I did, the more kind of like nude art that I did, it's got better and the response is a bit better. Sometimes the debate is still a bit 50-50, even with my friends. Yeah, like not all of my friends agree with what I'm doing. They're
when you say the response got better, in what way it got better?
I guess they understand why I'm doing it. They think my reason is pretty much valid. They don't think I'm just putting myself out there for no particular reason. Yeah.
You're doing it for erotica's sake.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
which is like two different things, I think.
Yeah, it is very much different.
I think erotica, maybe if you want to keep it illegal, or it is illegal in Singapore,
illegal.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But if you have a space for people to be naked, it should be okay.
Yeah.
Erica, you actually, you know, produced this calendar not too long ago. If you had done this calendar, say, 5 years ago, what kind of a response would you have gotten compared to today?
I think it will be pretty much the same. We can never satisfy everybody, so there's always this part that will be against it and this part that will be for it. If you just talk specifically my mother, 5 years ago she would support me. 5 years later she will still support me because I'm doing it for a cause, to tell the world that hey, plus size girls are still humans at the end of the day. We have the same body that you do, except that we have more flesh and curves. So it's really a matter of why are we doing it. Yeah, those people that we mentioned just now, those flashers, why are they doing that?
But they're not flashers, though. We don't consider them as flashers.
Not yet. We are not sure why they're doing what they're doing.
Exactly why they did it. But, you know, you talked about getting the message across, but Elvis, do you think you can get the message across through other means?
Other means as in?
As in, you don't need to bear it all. You can, you know, get the message out and perhaps get people to concentrate a little bit more if you're not taking off your clothes.
No, I mean, if you're talking about for the calendars, the that she has just shown to the screen, I guess that's pretty beautiful. I mean, because I'm a photographer myself, and it's a form of expression, and I think human bodies by itself is very beautiful. So, but if you're talking about having a public space in Singapore whereby we maybe need a beach, you know, put a beach, or maybe some locations whereby, you know, people go there to bear it or to express themselves. Seriously, I feel that there's number one, there's no need for it. Secondly, there's no space for it. And number three, I think, what is the whole purpose behind it? You know, if you just allow them to express themselves and, well, I mean, how big is a crowd then?
Because he's speaking from a point of view that he doesn't need to express himself like that. But there are people who actually need to express, like me. I would want to express myself naked. Yeah, because he doesn't see the need to. That's why he's speaking from that point of view, like there's no space, there's no need for one. But for me, yes, I think there's a need for one.
Okay, well, that's a debate. Hold that thought for a sec, Eugene, because we have to go on a commercial break again. We will be back. This is a really interesting debate. The human body. A naked human body.
Getting the message across.
Yes. We'll be right back here on Blog TV. It is getting hot in here in the studio. It's the lights, I swear. It's the lights.
It's the lights, it's the lights.
Nothing to do with what we're talking about. But anyway, police received 166 reports of indecent exposure last year. That is up 146 in 2008 and 136 in 2007. So it is obvious that more and more people are getting comfortable
Bearing it
naked.
all.
And why not? Why not? I think the people on my left will say that. The people on the right will beg to disagree.
Yeah.
But before we go on with the debate, let's just quickly run through our poll. We have a poll today. Should Singapore have a nudist colony, and where should it be? Marina Bay Sands Sky Park, the Hao Pa Villa, Downtown East, Pulau Tekong, or the Singapore Flyer. And I have one more that I'll talk about later.
Oh, okay. But get on and do
Tell
the
us what you
poll and
think.
decide which areas in Singapore would you think would be ideal for a nudist colony if that were to happen.
And we have a video here for you to enjoy and find out more about what we're talking about.
This was really fun. Especially the flyer one. Let the wheel do the job. Have you seen it? It's very funny. Nobody goes there anyway. For this observation view. Just let the movie do all the work. Just stand.
And I want to add to that one, Pedra Branca should be on that list as well.
I don't know
think
about
so?
that, Tim. I really don't know about that one.
3 islands there that they can choose from. Anyway, what do you boys think of the 6 options that we've put up there for a nudist colony location? Assuming that you guys agree to have a nudist colony, which one of the 6 that we mentioned would be the ideal place? Eugene?
I'll probably go with the Marina Bay Sands.
Why?
Out there.
I mean,
out there.
Out there.
yeah, it's just probably the most posh place. Probably not anyone can just enter there, or not anyone can just go there.
You pay $20 and you can go to the Sky Park, right?
Yeah, but you still got to travel to Marina Bay Sands, and you still got to dress up for the lobby entrance. And and it seems the most posh place to actually hold a nudist colony, where it may seem actually like a more expressive place for art, for the nudists, rather than like places like Pulau Tekong.
Okay. Well, May, you've got somebody there on the phone.
Indeed, I do. I have Dr. Ken Ong. He's a psychiatrist over at Adam Hospital. Dr. Ong, can you actually hear us?
Yeah, sure, I can. You're loud and clear.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ong, for joining us. Can you tell us, in this month alone, actually, there were 3 cases of people appearing nude in public. Are you surprised by this number of incidences?
Yeah, actually, I am, actually.
Why would you be?
Well, I think, it's not the kind of common thing, it seems to be on the rise. It's not something I see very often. Maybe in a year, I may get maybe half a dozen people like that.
Why do you think this is on the rise?
Well, good question. I don't know, maybe the police are more active. Perhaps it's a kind of time, sort of maybe stress. I guess, there are probably a lot of people out there, maybe, with, I guess, sexually inadequate, sort of, maybe having difficulties with this is an expression.
You said that difficulty in expression, but are you for a nudist colony in Singapore, if we were to ask you that?
No, I'm not actually.
Tell us why.
For a country like this, we're quite conservative, so, yeah, doesn't make sense. And anyway, for an exhibitionist, nudist colony, there's nothing. An exhibitionist, really needs, the shop value. Obviously, the nudist colony, I guess, it's more for voyeurs, really, not exhibitionist.
Okay, so there is a difference in terms of the people exhibiting themselves or walking nude on the streets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why is there a differentiation?
Yeah, I mean, people who exhibit, I guess, there are three categories, whom I see. One are people, with sexual disorders, so they actually get a sexual thrill when they expose themselves, and you need some shock value for that. So obviously the nudist colony, I guess, there's no shock value at all, Then there's a group, of course, sort of, for some reason, the brain is affected, maybe they're intoxicated, they're manic, or they're demented.
Okay.
So sometimes they kind of unclothe themselves.
Thank you very much for your time.
The group are just, those...
Thank you very much for your time, Dr. Ong.
Well, the doctor brought up a lot of good points, which we will continue discussing on the web. We still have some time on the web, but that's it for our TV portion. So if you guys are still into this debate, go online, because we have a lot more to talk about.
Yes, the debate is only beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
And we will also give you the results of the poll. So get onto blogtv.sg and also give us your comments via the website.
All right, so that's it for our TV portion. We'll see you online.
Okay.
Okay, so going
Don't
back
say
to...
that no one wants to listen to what I have to say. So I turned on my computer and started a weblog. Blog TV. I wanna be on Blog